And we're coming back to you live from our homes. I'm Sean.
I'm Zach. That was pretty smooth.
Pretty flawless, huh?
Pretty smooth.
I've been prepping that one for seconds now.
Seconds? Oh, dude, that's more prep than I do ever.
That's right, baby.
Speaking of smooth transitions, I was listening to Spicy Nuggs at work the other day, and like it just auto-played from one episode to the next. And the way we have it laid out, like it just flows together so well. It's like it never ends. Cause like you like bye, and then you jump right into just like the random small talk before the episode starts.
Yeah.
And we're coming back to you like, and it just repeats that over and over. It's pretty great.
Man, there's an album by the band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
That's a good name.
The album is called Nonagon Infinity. I listened to it like a couple weeks back. Very cool album. It's 9 songs that all seamlessly transition into each other as if it's one song. And then the last song seamlessly transitions back to the first. So it can be played infinitely. Cool. So basically we're just doing that, but with like over 100 episodes of a podcast.
Yeah, we're pretty smart. It was intentional.
Yeah, it was intentional. Yeah, intended strats. I don't want to brag.
I mean, as the award-winning podcast we are. I mean,
yes, the Triangle Award.
Else, I still love that we awarded ourselves.
Well, who else is gonna do it? That's just positive self-talk, okay?
That's right. You know, I mean, we could submit Spicy Nuggs to like some podcast award or something. I'm sure that's a thing.
Yeah. Spicy Nuggs would definitely be in the running for that.
Except we submit it all as one long episode that is just continuously going.
We submit it as this idea that it's an infinite thing that continually loops in on itself, and you can start in one spot and jump to like 3 seasons later, and it doesn't matter because it's all infinitely connected. We're geniuses.
Man. I'm so glad we planned this all from the beginning.
I'm glad we thought of this. Yeah, it's been a lot of work. I don't want to lie. It's been a lot of work. All this thought process has been a lot of planning, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I mean, it was worth it.
No, you were right the first time.
Okay, I have to tell you this. So in my nihilism class, we are looking at the ideas of nothingness from the East. So we talked about Hinduism and Buddhism on Wednesday.
Of course,
right?
Of course, like you do.
And do you remember from our class last semester, Nick, the guy who was like super good at coming up with metaphors so much that our professor kind of hated it?
I know exactly. Yeah. Yep, I know who you're talking about.
He's in my class, my nihilism class.
Okay.
And while we were talking about Buddhism, there was a couple of students, because this is a freaking philosophy class, they want to argue everything, you know, and they were talking about how they don't like the idea of emptiness, the idea that like because it does just straight up feel like nihilism at that point, like the idea of detaching yourself from everything. Sure. Right. And so Nick raised his hand and was like, this is a response to those guys, and he came up with this metaphor for what Buddhist detachment is. And he's like, from the moment we're born, we have all of these attachments forming. We're grabbing onto things and creating this semblance of what we think our stable world is. And if we just cling on to those things, it's kind of like a psychological constipation. And what you need to do is you need to let those things go. You need to let them go through you. Otherwise, you're going to be psychologically constipated.
I was ready for this deep, meaningful metaphor,
but it works perfectly.
We got the
You can't deny it. It works perfectly. It totally does.
I'll accept it.
Oh man, it killed me, man.
Not even surprised this is where we got today already. Oh.
Ta-da. Yeah, honestly, we've made it pretty far this semester without a talk about constipation. So you know.
I know, or poop jokes in general. We're kind of slacking.
Yeah, I've just been tired.
I mean, really, it is your fault because I'm the perfect human being. So.
Yeah. Well, and you would never stoop that low.
Oh, yeah, never.
To my level. You would never stoop to my level.
I will never go to the bottom of the barrel, Sean.
You're such a free soul. What's it like? What's it like being so free?
Freeing.
Oh.
Pretty crazy, right?
Anyways.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Impressions of those pictures I sent you?
Sean, go ahead and put them up. These relate to the last episode, so if you didn't want to listen to that, nobody has because you didn't send it to me. But if you didn't listen to that, you don't know. But I don't know. I have many thoughts. I like the first one, the blue eye. He looks, and the gums, like he just has gums. It looks like.
Dude, it's nightmare fuel.
And then the second one, what weirds me out about it is the pig. Looks like it has a smiley face on the side of it.
Well, so the thing. So for those of you that don't know, these pictures were generated using a prompt. And it was just an AI generated image from a prompt. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And the prompt I did was a cartoon of a man hitting a piece of pork with a mallet with glowing stingrays flying above him. And this is what we got.
The first one tries to capture the stingrays, although it kind of just captures like an amoeba.
I know. I think it's the pork and the stingrays together.
It's weird too because
weird.
the little spots on it, like
it's moldy.
Yeah, it looks like a cell. It's strange. I think I think the third one though captures the emotion from the whole story the best.
Yeah. The triumph at the end.
Yeah, but also the pain that you had to go through to get there. Look at him. Oh man.
I think there's a story here. The first picture, it's like it's you telling me what I need to do and me imagining what needs to be done. The second picture, it's me facing it down, preparing to put the final blow, and the last one is the victorious battle screech.
That's amazing. Man, I'm glad you had that dream and you came to the conclusions you did about it with no help from me.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's what.
And I'm glad. I think the weirdest part for me, I don't know why this would be the weirdest part of all three of these, but this is the weirdest part for me. Oh, maybe never mind. I just saw the second image's guy's feet. Maybe that's the weirdest part for me. I was going to say the weirdest part is how the third image, the guy's hammer looks like it's made of meat.
Meat?
You know what I mean? Like, it could look like a rock, certainly, but it also just kind of looks like it's made of meat.
Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to bring this up. This is my contribution to the entire episode. The rest of it, I will be doing nothing, just so you know. But
obviously,
those images are obviously there's something wrong with them, right? In each and every one. But I have been messing with this AI generated imaging software more and more, and I've gotten much better at it, at like understanding what I need to give the AI to get what I want out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share two images with you that I've produced, and I won't say I made them. I didn't make them.
Oh, dude.
But like.
Sean, put them up.
They're pretty good, right? Like,
yeah, those look lovely. Oh my gosh,
nuts! What is actually
I heard a story. I think this I think I heard this from Markiplier. I think he said this in a video, but apparently someone generated some art, like some art of space, and they entered it into an art contest, and they got first place.
Wow.
And then they came clean and told them, and everyone was rightfully pissed. But it's scary. It's strange to think that an AI can generate art like a human, good enough that everybody around thinks that is the best.
Well, the crazy thing is, each of these images were generated in maybe 12 seconds.
Yeah, it doesn't take... It's crazy.
Like, I can't do that. I can't make those. Like, I don't know. I think the world of AI generation is like kind of crazy right now. Like, what is possible crazy? Like, because it's not even this. You can do audio. You can do short videos. Like, it's kind of terrifying.
Like entire stories. Like, yeah, it's amazing and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I feel like for a long time, the thing people would say is like, there's always been like this kind of like idea, like iRobot, you know, where it's like, what if a robot gains consciousness? How are we gonna have to cope with that? There's a lot of different media that like looks at that idea, right? And I think for a long time, the argument was, well, the difference between us and robots is, can a robot like paint a beautiful portrait? You know, can a robot create art? And now we're showing it can.
So that actually leads me to like the question I wanted to ask you, just real fast, is like, it is because we are, as the audience knows, we are the local experts when it comes to art and all things art related.
This is true.
So Sean, what is this art?
Is this art? It's interesting, right? So I think from the past, we've kind of agreed that art needs to have some kind of meaning behind it.
Right.
Now, we've had debates. I don't know if we've ever come to a firm conclusion. Maybe you have. I'm not 100% sure. But we've had debates about whether that meaning has to come from the artist themselves or if other people can apply their own. And right? If the latter... I didn't mean to yell, sorry.
How dare you?
If the latter option, the option that the audience can give the art meaning, then this is art.
So it's interesting. Like, I feel like there's two. In the criteria you just mentioned, I feel like it fits both of them, because these aren't like exactly what I was envisioning, but like when I was entering the prompt, these are the sorts of things I was trying to get it to create. So there's intention behind that.
It almost brings up the question, what does it mean to create art? Have you created art here by giving those giving the type of intentional phrases to the machine to create this? Or is the process of creating art dependent upon like the actual person sitting down and doing it, right?
And I think that's a big argument, and like it's good. I think in the future, especially when this becomes a lot more like universal, it's going to be an issue where I feel like there is a value in art when it comes to the skill required to create it. Whereas these clearly look incredible, but at the same time, all I did was take a couple minutes at most thinking of how to phrase something in a prompt editor. Like, that's all I did. Yeah.
My thought goes to the game Cuphead. Do you know that game?
Yes.
That game is incredible. It's amazing. Like, it really is, because they did it the way it used to be done, right? That's why it's incredible. The art is incredible. For people who don't know, Cuphead is a game that's made to look like a 1930s cartoon. And they did it the exact same way, where they hand drew the animation cell by cell. Like they did it the same way it used to be done. And that's what's incredible about it. It gives it a very like unique, but also old timey and like nostalgic feel all at the same time. So all of their effort was rewarded, and they had the skill and they were able to create something like that. And so I wonder if there's something to literally just the time it takes for a person or people to create that art, right? Because again, how much value does this hold? Maybe a certain amount, certainly, right? It's not completely worthless. They look amazing. Like both, I'm sure you, but also me. As soon as I saw this, it was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible, right?
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's something to just the fact that a person, a living human being with a very finite lifespan, will spend some of that time, or even a lot of that time, on some like one project just to make it exactly right. And by doing that, that gives it more value. I don't know. There's a question mark on that.
I like what you just said there, because this applies to. I'm going to use like a example in Minecraft. Okay. In Minecraft, I do not like playing creative mode. But at the same time, I want to build giant fantasy castles or Japanese villages or whatever. And I would spend tons of hours creating these things. And that's because I felt like I earned it at the end. Like, I made this block by block, or say I was painting, it's like, if I painted these as stroke by stroke, there would be a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that goes into it that is missing from just being able to press a button and have them show up. And I think that is part of art.
You're saying, so what you're saying is part of art is the journey, not just the destination.
Yeah, we're going back to the journey. Look at us, nothing's changed. All right, go on with your topic. That's all I wanted to talk about.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's one of the topics I've wanted to talk about for a bit now, because I've been seeing all this stuff online about it. So it's cool that you did it and you had some good examples for us to draw upon. That's great. How much time do we have?
We got about 10 minutes.
Shoot, really?
Maybe,
Cool. Okay.
I mean, it'll be a longer episode on the 10-minute mark, but...
Okay. I don't know how long we'll even be able to go off on this. This is something I've been thinking about all summer, and I've been hesitant to bring it up for a couple reasons.
Okay.
The first is it's kind of maybe too personal for me to bring up in this format, but I'm gonna do it anyways because I don't know, whatever. And then the second one is I actually don't know how much I have to say about this, which is weird because I've been thinking about it so long.
Right.
But I'm not sure how far I can take this. But here's the idea. Let me pull up my notes, because again, I'm not. How do I phrase this correctly? How did I phrase it before? Let me see.
He's like, I don't have much to say, but here is my five page essay detailing all my thoughts over the entire summer, which has been peer reviewed.
So yeah, my professors have given me a grade 100%. Thank you very much. So here's the thought, okay? So my little sister's on her mission, and she is very much, hi, Nikki, when you listen to this, I guess. She's a perfectionist, right? So some advice I gave her at one point, and it was kind of a joke, but at the same time, it's kind of not, was to strive for mediocrity. Try to just be a human. Don't try to be perfect, because you can't be. If you try to always be perfect, you will destroy yourself, right? Which is applicable for her. I'm not saying that applies to everybody in the whole world, right?
Right.
And it may or may not have been helpful. I'm sure she can argue that. But it led me to this kind of train of thought. I feel like right from a young age, we are told that we can be anything and we should dream big and try to reach for those dreams, try to achieve what we want to be and be the best, right?
Yeah.
I feel like those are ideas that are given to us as kids, and I think that's a good thing, right? But I've been thinking about, is there value in settling? Is there value in not reaching those goals? And for whatever reason, there could be a billion different reasons, but is there value in giving up on those things?
Okay, straight up, I've been thinking about this for weeks.
Dude, that's crazy.
Like, because and like this is like a personal battle that I'm like kind of facing right now, and I think a lot of it comes down to, I'm gonna say the word. The change I've gone through over the past couple years.
Sean, play some applause. He did it. He did it, people. He brought it up. He brought it up in an episode. He did it, guys. Let's go. He brought it. It's the change boy.
Shut up. Okay. I hate you all. I hate you. Anyways. So
sorry.
back when I was in high school and stuff, I just didn't care enough to like try.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm at this point where it's like I've run into this issue where I feel like it's a self-confidence thing where I will, no matter what I do, I'm not satisfied. Because either I give it my 100% and I actually get like an A or something, or I absolutely nail something and I spend all the time and effort into it. I'll achieve this. I'll be like, okay, now, yeah, awesome, great. And then, but immediately I have these thoughts of, well, yeah, you did it one time. What about next time? Like, yeah, good luck with that. Good luck doing that again. Or if I don't give something 100% effort and I don't strive for that perfection, I get like, I don't know, just a school example, I get like an 80 or something. I'm like, yeah, I did good, but you really could have done better. You should have studied more. You should have done this. And like, so like I've put myself in this position a lot recently where there's no winning. And so I absolutely and do think there is value to like trying to settle and being like, I gave it my best shot and this is where I made it, or this is good enough for right now. Something like that. I do think there is this value in that, absolutely, because otherwise I feel like you're just never going to be satisfied. And I get, maybe this is a little personal, but like one of my fears now is that like one of my motivations to get through college right now is part of me before didn't think I could do it. And so I'm just here to prove myself wrong. And so my thought is, worrying thought is like, what happens when I graduate? I'm like, and my next thought is, yeah, sure, you graduated, but like, do you even have a master's? Like,
right.
Like, is there even a victory there for me if I'm not able to settle in some sort of way?
Yeah, I think there's a mindset, right? And I hear it a lot in like inspirational videos. I get randomly recommended these like inspirational shorts where it's like some famous person giving their advice. I don't know why. I've never searched for this. I don't even click on them, but like I get them. But I get these videos, and so much of the time it's, if you want to be the best, you need to hit that grind, right? You need to put in your all 100% of the time, right?
Yeah.
And I look at that often and I compare it to myself, and I'm like, I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I've spent 3 hours playing freaking Hollow Knight, you know, like what's that gonna do for me? Nothing. Like, and I think, and it pains me to say this, but I think my therapist back in 2020 would have said, what matters is focusing on what you need to value for each specific thing, right? So we can't always give 100% in everything we do because we have too many things we need to focus on. So what needs to receive the value in that moment, right?
Like a priority system there.
Exactly. And like it doesn't even have to be like, oh, school always has to be priority number one. Like it can be freaking like, okay, I have assignments due, but my grandpa just died, you know? Like maybe I need to spend time with my family and value some mourning. My grandpa did not just die, by the way. I'm just I'm just spitballing. So yeah, that's some of the thoughts. And I've also just been like, okay, let's say, and this is when it's maybe going to get too personal for me, right? But we'll go for it, whatever, right? Because at this point, I'm not going into a master's program anytime soon, right? Which was the original goal, right? And so my thought is, let's say I get some job that works out, right? I don't know what that'll be with my degree, but it doesn't matter, right? Let's say I get some job and it's nothing crazy. It's just some office job. And the question is, A, will you be happy with that? And then B, could you find value in that if you're not helping people directly all the time, right?
Right.
And so like there's again that like kind of strive for mediocrity or find value in mediocrity, right? And you know, I don't have an answer for that at the moment. I'm trying to I think I just got to see what happens at this point. But it is like, because you hear so much of people who end up in jobs where it's just soul crushing and destroys them, you know, and it's like, oh, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I really don't want to be that. And yet at the same time, it's like, oh, but I also don't know what I want to be, period. So can I find some kind of mediocre ground where I don't have to like go and get a doctorate and be some doctor to find like value in my life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some words being spitballed out.
I'm probably gonna butcher this quote, but what's a quote that's like, "Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you find yourself amongst the stars." Like,
yes, yeah.
I think that is a great way to think about it. Like, even if you don't initially make it to what your intentional goal was, it doesn't diminish anything you've done along the way, or to where you are now.
Yeah.
Because I think there's always going to be value in where we are now, and that doesn't mean that we have to, and like stop trying, like not like completely settle, but like just because we're here somewhere now doesn't mean that's where we're going to be in the future necessarily. So I find there's like no problem with just accepting the value where you are. I say that as if it's some easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But I constantly fail this battle every day. So
yeah. It's funny. It's funny that we're having this conversation, honestly, because looking back on like semester one, and I feel like so much of the time it was just like, I have no motivation to even try with school right now. And now we're like somehow saying like, oh man, I hope I can settle for being not amazing.
Right? Like, how dare I just be good today? Man.
It feels very prideful. Like, I don't know. It's
see,
weird because
the funny thing is, I have no motivation this semester either.
I know. It's both at the same time. It doesn't make any sense.
Man, life's the struggle. Who
and
knows?
hey, if you look and see that life is a struggle, go on down to the merch store link and pick up some juicy items from the merch store, because life does have no meaning, but you should definitely buy our merch.
And check out the new NFTs coming to the merch store. They'll be available for a couple $1 million.
We could basically just take the merch items we already have since we don't actually have any of them made, and just take those images and make those NFTs.
That's what I was just gonna sell, the images we just showed on screen.
Perfect. Great. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. I'm still Sean.
I'm still Zach.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Zach is right. Zach is always right. Sean is wrong. Always very wrong.
Sean is right. Sean is always right. Zach is wrong. Zach is very wrong. Do 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 do.
Hello? Hello? It's fine, I'll do the podcast myself. It's fine.
Did it work?
Oh, hi!
Okay, sorry. I had my guitar plugged in. So
I mean, I was prepared to do both of our parts of the podcast, but it's fine.
Wait. Hold on a second. I'm going to plug it back in.
I'm
Tell
holding
me
on.
if you can hear it. I want to see.
Wait, this will be awesome. Okay. I'm ready. Oh, that's a sound. This is something. Audience, close your ears. So you don't want to hear this. Unless. Nope. No, can't hear you, Sean. Sorry about that. Oh. I take it back. I hear everything. It's beautiful.
Wait, what?
So, okay.
What happened?
So, for 90% of that, it was just static.
That's
Escalating static. And then in the last moment, we heard do do do, and then you were back talking to me.
Dude, at that point I had already unplugged.
That's real weird.
It just, what the fuck?
I mean, it's recorded. I've got it on tape. So
well, thank heavens.
yeah,
The people need to know.
the people know what happened.
It's for the people.
The people.
The people. Imagine all the people.
Imagining them.
Imagine all the people who say